So, shalom, shalom. I'm here to announce that the church age is over. Now is the time for the Jew. Now is the time that we come in marriage with spirit and truth. The truth is said, I think it's Psalm 147, I think, in there, that the truth is the law. And I just heard it from several people where I just came from Colorado, and I heard it that is Jesus. And it's like, he's the spirit. That's why he had to die, in order to, so that the comforter would come. The mama, that's the mother love. You see, both have to be. You need both things in the family. Nobody wants the father anymore, and they kick the father out of the house. They're like, he's too mean. Daddy's too mean. Because daddy has rules. And so all the kids, they like to go to mommy. And they go to mommy and say, why are your daddy's rules so hard? Why is he so mean? Why does he have to be that way? He even made us watch a program. What's the program we were watching, the series? Umbrella Academy. And he was showing me how that was him. All these kids thought he was a total jerk. But he was creating their destiny. He was doing the best he could to mold them into who they were meant to be. And that's why Abba lets us break, so we can come back together in a more holy manner in him. But we literally become crackpots when you follow him. You become a crackpot because what some Jews say is there's too much light, so it cracks the vessel, it cracks the pot. Yes, that's what happens. But the more that light that you let through, the more it's him in you. See, that light is him. And the balance is trying to keep him and keeping him and in this world at the same time. It's very difficult. Why do you think our master said, unless you hate your wife, your children, your mother, your father, you're not worthy of the kingdom? Why would he say such a thing? When he says that love is the fulfillment of the law, which you guys have perverted too. So I know the answer to that. The answer is, whatever takes you out of the presence of the heavens, and you come back to this earth, and you're like, you brought me back here. You brought me to hell. I would be fine up there if it wasn't for you. See, that's what keeps us tethered, isn't it? It's having this earthly, fleshy body, the ones that we love. And so I will always say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my family. They saved my life. Because of this disease, I felt so much pain and suffering. I just didn't want. There was no pleasure in life for me. So what good is life if there's no pleasure in it? I would try everything to give me pleasure, and nothing would work, nothing would last. But what a blessing it was. You see, people don't understand that he curses us to bless us in the end. And so now, because of the pain and suffering, I don't have to work anymore. And I can spend all my days either praising him or be in hell and pain. So what I'm trying to say is the way out for me has been, it was the cannabis that helped me get there, back to where I used to be able to get when I was younger. But because of all the pain and all the suffering in my body now, it's like I can't, anyway. The cannabis helps me get there, let's just say. So I praise him in that state. And I had no idea it was all part of his koan. It was all part of his plan. He's the one that told me to take it. And told me to get off of all of the sorceries of Babylon. all of them. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, we're cursed to be blessed. It's because he loves us. So let him in. And watch as he shines through. He will be having you do things you don't want to do, okay? I think that's always the test. Are you willing to do what he wants? Or are you going to do what you want? Are you building his kingdom or are you building yours? But now that I gave my kingdom to his, I gave everything and said, I'm yours. What do you want to do with me? Then he started taking me. And that's what the marriage is. See, the more of the law that you keep, the more that you're blessed in it and the more connected you are. So I'm having to learn as I go along. He teaches me more and more laws, teaches me what to do, what not to do, why I need grace. Oh my gosh, do I need grace? Guess who's calling out for Jesus too? Because you start to see the more light that you have, the more of a sinner that you see that you are. And you see that, and this is what's going on. This is what's going on in all of us, is we are each other. So the judgments are coming upon us as well. But it must be, the bride has to get herself ready. Somebody's got to do it. That's why he told me to cast the first stone. And what that meant for me was to slaughter my own lamb for Passover and eat it and have my family eat it and do it biblically. And it changed our lives. Why? Because we see him in the lamb. You see how it all works and why he says it was a willing lamb and this and that, all these things. We experienced true Passover when the church taught us to eat ham and ribs and things. But you're still coming after us with man's laws and Catholic laws that just because we were taught a certain way. That's the Church of Nicolaitans that gave birth to the Church of Laodicea. And this is the sad thing, because these are all the things, people that I love. But I'm called to be a fire and in the fire and in all truth. And he shares with me the truth of all things. Deeper truths than people can understand. And so that's how I judge the judges of the earth first. It's because they come and judge me when I didn't judge them. I only judge them when they judge me first. So it's particular people, because of fear, rather than fear of him, they have fear of the world because of what they've been taught, and they've been taught lies. And I just trust and walk in him. And he shares with me how it was all part of a plan. You see, it all works together. Throughout the whole world, he was creating his body, all to come together in the end, under one law, as one people, all in his hand. Just think about that. The spirit of the Mashiach will be living in his body fully on this earth, through his people, through his temple. And when we fall in unison with the swing and his heartbeat, we will all be one. Shema. That's the whole goal of all things. Is he let it be lawless and chaotic, because that's what we wanted. We wanted to fall, to experience something, but we needed a debt to be paid. And that's what this whole fall was, coming to this earth, coming to this physical realm as a fall in itself. But what people don't understand is we're also like avatars. Just like you can have evil spirits inhabit you, you can have heavenly ones too. And so either you're, it's a whole kingdom from top to bottom and bottom to top. It's all under Yah's authority. It's just we've been chaotic because Abba left the house to see what we would do while he was gone. But now he's coming home, and we have to clean our rooms and our closets too. Because he's coming home even for you. He's coming like a thief in the night. What people don't understand is this is all about energy and consciousness coming through. He's working through his people. That's why he said, you'll be judging. I just have to listen and do. And he told me I was going to be judging his leaders. And I had many witnesses tell me that truth. So why would I think anything else? Just because you don't like it? You don't like me exposing the garment? See, the old wineskin is going away, and I'm here to destroy it. I'm here to share all truth, bring the things together. All the religions had a purpose. All the peoples were planned. The end was declared from the beginning. You just need to know who you are in his kingdom and take your rightful place. So I'm here to support all the temple coming together in rightful authority. See, there are low entities that are in high places that I must kick off their pedestal. Why? Lest the whole body doesn't come together and they feel the disconnect and pain that I feel. So until it comes together in harmony, in frequency, it won't sing to the Father like it's supposed to. And that's what it's about, is about each one of us being that frequency coming together with the others. That's why the Father got so angry in me when a leader of his church wanted to destroy what the Father was building. He was trying to take a living stone out of its place and wanted to put it under him as where it didn't belong. And that's why the Father got angry. Anyway, that's okay. All will come into the rightful authority of the King. So he's coming now through his people like avatars. It's about us becoming him on this earth. The Mashiach can live in you. So all I can say is be the Mashiach in every situation. Be the Mashiach that you need to be. Okay? Be the Mashiach that you're called to be. Because if he's alive in you, he will flow through. And they'll hate you too. Because they hated him. And he says you're no higher than your master. So I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to share my oil with many anymore. Because too much is the fire and it burns. Because they start calling good evil and don't know what they're judging. So I've had to spend a lot of time repenting of my past. Things that I thought were evil too, and I didn't know because I was lied to. And now I understand that things are just different. Okay? This is all the kingdom coming together. Iron sharpens iron. And his rightful kings will take their rightful place. It's all spiritual. You see, the more light, the more fire you have, the higher in authority. And he told me I was going to be living in the center of the flame with him. In that translucence that you see. His kingdom's coming. His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Marry him, go up to the mountain, because now is the time. Let the people stay in fear they're not walking with him. They think they are because they think they're putting you in an evil box, but they don't know him like you do. 7 churches, 7 colors of the flame. Not all are high and not all are low, but there's all shades in between. So now his rightful order is coming to the earth, and he's taking his authority. And I won't share my oil with just anyone anymore. Because I must do his will. This isn't a popularity contest, obviously. I push more people away. I push everybody away. I do it on purpose too. Because what people don't understand is we're the gatekeepers to be able to enter. Shalom, shalom.